This video is a must watch for every beginner. Get your day started with a perfect buttercream icing. If you have ever struggled to make buttercream designs, then this video is for you. Let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and from me to you I say happy new year. Okay, let's get started with this design. So this video will be covering two-tone buttercream dripping and how to get perfect buttercream cake finishing. All right guys, let's get started. So first you have to layer and trim your cake just like I have done to this cake. Some people say they don't trim their cake while they're working with buttercream, but I strongly advise for beginners, if you are working with more than 2 layers of cake, then I strongly advise that you should trim your cake. You can see how flawless this cake looks because it will enable you to have a perfect and flawless finishing after you are done making your cake. Second step is to crumb coat. I also hear people say that they don't crumb coat their buttercream cakes, and for reasons best known to them, but I strongly advise that you crumb coat your cakes, whether buttercream or fondant. Especially buttercream, I would even recommend, because if you don't crumb coat your buttercream cakes, you still have crumbs in your finishing and you don't want that. So I strongly advise that everyone should crumb coat their cakes, whether buttercream or fondant, because you want to end up with a flawless and very smooth finishing. So always crumb coat your cake just like I am doing in this video. Crumb coating is actually the technique of using your butter icing to go around your cake in a very thin layer, just to remove the crumbs, so that what you have at the cake, around the cake, will be a thin layer of icing sugar and not the crumbs, so that when you introduce the second coating, which is also your buttercream, you would not have crumbs layering all over your cakes or poking out here and there. So that is why I advise that everyone should crumb coat their cakes, whether buttercream or fondant cakes. And also what crumb coating also does for you is that it helps you seal up every hole in your cake before you start applying your main layer of icing. Okay, so you can see in this video that as I crumb coat this cake, the holes are being sealed up and everything is going to end up very flawless and perfect. So that is another reason why you should crumb coat your cakes, okay, so that you end up sealing every hole before time, and when you are applying your main coating, it would have a very sharp, flawless and neat finishing. Okay, so you can see that the holes are being sealed up as I do this. As I go around the cake and I keep doing this, the holes are being sealed up. And when I wanted to apply the crumb coat for the base, you can see that the icing sugar, I used my palette knife to just pick the icing at the tip of the palette knife, and I just went around the cake. Okay, so by the way, the knife I'm using is called a palette knife, if you don't know. And if you are a beginner and you don't know the names of tools, or you have problem of which tool am I to buy first and all that, I strongly advise that you should go to the description now. You will see a link on basic tools for beginner. That is one video that I strongly recommend for every beginner to watch. Please do well, do this to yourself and your business. If you really want to take your year serious, go to the description box and click on the link there. It will take you to basic tools for beginners, how to use them. You are going to watch that, and I recommend this video for every beginner. Okay, so you can see me just finishing the touches of the crumb coat here and there, and you can see that the holes are being filled up and this cake is already looking very, 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 very neat. and this is me just taking out some of the crumbs that dropped on the board while I was crumb coating. And please always clean your board before you start your final coating of the cake, so that you don't jeopardize the aim of the crumb coating, thereby also introducing crumbs to your final coating and dating your work. So you don't want that. So I advise that you should always take out the crumbs on your board before you actually start coating the cake, final coating of the cake. So always do that, okay? And you can see me, this what I'm doing here is just that I am taking out the excess buttercream, okay? I'm just taking out the excess buttercream so that there won't be too much crumb coat on the cake, okay? And this is it, this is what we have, and you can see that this is already on its way to glory. And I strongly advise that everyone, especially if you're a beginner and you can't walk your way through your buttercream, maneuvering the crumbs here and there, if you want to coat your cake directly, so please always crumb coat your cakes, okay? It makes your work easier. Yeah, it might not be faster though, but it makes your work easier and neater, okay? So here we are going to start the final coating of the cake, and with my palette knife I just took a reasonable amount of buttercream and I applied it on the cake gently. You can see, just as I'm doing in this video, okay? You have to take your time, okay? Take your time, you're not running to anywhere. Take your time and do this. You want to give this a perfect and flawless finishing, so you don't want to rush this. You just want to apply your buttercream gently. And did I mention that your buttercream recipe also plays a role in your cake decoration and finishing? You don't want to have a bad buttercream recipe and you're aiming for a good and perfect result. No, it doesn't work that way. So you can see how smooth, how silky, and how fine my buttercream is, okay? So this plays a role in the final outcome of my cake decoration. So if you want this recipe, it's very much available and it's for free. All you need to do is to drop a comment on the comment section. Tell me that you want this buttercream recipe and I'll make a video for you, okay? I will drop the recipe next. So the aim of this channel is that we grow together. We don't hoard our knowledge here. We are here to help you build your business and make a profitable and formidable business, okay? So if you want this buttercream recipe, because there is no need of learning how to get a perfect finishing, a perfect buttercream frosting. If you don't have a perfect buttercream recipe, you will be shooting yourself in the leg, and you don't want that, okay? You actually learn how to crawl before you learn how to walk. So first things first, if you don't have a good buttercream recipe, drop it on the comment section right now. Tell me that you want my buttercream recipe and I will drop this amazing recipe. This recipe is quite tasty, it is silky, it makes your work fast, easy, and efficient. You can never ever go wrong with this buttercream recipe, and I guarantee you that I've been using this recipe for over 3 years now, and it has never for once failed me. And did I tell you that this recipe does not need to be refrigerated? Yes, you can drop your cake on your tabletop for 3, 4, 5 days and still counting, and this recipe would never ever melt away or get soggy or whatsoever. This recipe works like magic. You don't need a chiller for this buttercream recipe. Yes, and I beat my chest to this. I have used this recipe. It has been tasted, it has been trusted, and it has been tried. Oh my god, you need this recipe. So even if you think you have a buttercream recipe, I also suggest that you try out this recipe and you would marvel at the outcome. Okay, so drop it on the comment section right now. Tell me that you want this recipe, and I would drop a detailed video on how I make my buttercream and the recipe exact measurements. This recipe never fails. So you can see from this video how silky smooth. I don't even need to cajole you into getting this recipe, and plus it's free of charge. So why not? Comment now. Comment right now. You need this recipe. You need to upgrade your recipes this new year, and this is where you should start from. Did I mention also that I have videos on how to make small chops, and you don't want to fail in your small chops business this year? Small chops gave me a lot of money last year, and I want everyone to milk out of this small chops industry before it gets saturated. So click on the link. Also, go down to my videos and watch every of them. They are very detailed to the core. And if you have any questions, please drop it on the comment section right now, and I'll be here to answer all your questions. Did I also mention that we make recipes for our viewers just as you wish? So if you think there's any recipe that you want and I am yet to post it, kindly comment on the comment section. Tell me I want this recipe or I want that recipe, and we will make a video specifically for you. So right about now, I am done covering the whole cake, and I am just smoothing it out just to get that perfect finishing. I would like you to pay attention to the details of what I am doing in this video. You can see that gently with my spatula, the back of my spatula, I am just taking out the excess from the top of the cake, and then with my comb tool I am going to go around the body of this cake in less than no time. And you can also see me taking off the excess buttercream from the base of the board, and you can see a little crumb there, and I just took it off. Thank God it did not get into my cake. That is why you need to clean your board. So the need to clean your board after crumb coating can never be overemphasized, because you don't want crumbs coming back here and there into your cake when you're done crumb coating. Okay, so now I'm going to be using this part of my comb tool, and you can see that this comb tool has 4 different edges, and 4 of them gives different design. And with the smooth edge I am going to go around this cake, because I don't really want any further design on the body of this cake. I would also be using another side in this video, so pay attention while I do this. You can see the more I go around, the smoother the cake becomes. So if you are a beginner and you are yet to buy this tool, you need this tool for your buttercream. You can, if you click on my video on basic tools for beginner, you will see the buttercream combo kit, and you would also know that I did not skip this tool. It is very, very important, and it is very, very necessary for every beginner. Okay, buttercream cakes, I think they sell faster than fondant cakes, so you always need this comb tool, whether for small cakes, tall cakes, whatever. So at this point I'm just going to be filling some of the places that needs to be filled. So that is why I said you have to be patient while working with your buttercream cakes, or even any cake of your choice. You have to be very patient if you want to get a perfect edge and finishing. You don't need to rush your work. You have to be patient and diligent as you work. Okay, so guys, if you watched this video to this point, it means that you like what you see, and I would like you to click on the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Okay, and here I am also using another side of the buttercream comb tool, and you can see this side gives a very unique and nice design. So also every other side on this tool. So this tool comes in this metal, and also it comes in plastic, so feel free to get anyone that is available to you and use it to perfection. Okay, so you can see how easy and how smooth this comes out. Very, very yummy. And right about now, I'm going to pipe on this cake, and these are the 3 nozzles that I used for this piping. I used 1M, which is this rosette flower that I made, and then I am going to make my two-tone now. So this is how I made that chocolate, 2 bands on the cake. So you just color one part of your cake, just a little part of your cake, to chocolate. And of course, there are different colors out there in the market, but I strongly recommend acabado food coloring. This is another tip that I'm sharing for you. It is perfect, it gives perfect colors, and the colors does not, it doesn't discolor over time. It actually becomes deeper over time. So I recommend acabado food coloring for all your colorings. Okay, so with my comb tool, I will go around the cake once more to smoothen out this effect that I have done on this cake, and that is what it will give you. So at the end, it will not give you that perfect cake that we started with. So you can see how nice and clean this is coming out. So you can do this 1, 2, 3 times depending on how good you are. But like I said, be patient with yourself. Okay, so you can see this is about the third, fourth time that I went around this cake before I got what I actually wanted. So feel free to do this multiple times. And then with the other tools, I piped in, with the other nozzles, I piped in these other designs, and then I'll go ahead to do the drip. And with that, I'm using Dune chocolate, and I'm just going to melt that on heat. Okay, just place a plate over a boiling water and melt that up. And I'm first going to do my web design. You can see my melted chocolate, how nice and clean it's coming out. And if you don't want to use a spoon, you can use a little nylon, poke it open a little where your drip can come out from. So this is me applying the drip to my cake, and you can see how nice it is coming out. This can be messy if you are not good. So if you are not too good, you can use a piping bag to do this. Okay, you mustn't use a spoon. If you are not so good, you can use a piping bag or a little nylon. Just poke it open a little, and you are already on your way to glory. If you watch this video to this point, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Someone else might need it. Okay, don't keep it to yourself. I'm here to serve you all, and please share it to everyone. So this is how to make your web design. When you go around with your chocolate, you just use your skewer and you go right in, and then this design is formed. It is quite easy, and it is very, very beautiful. So right about now, this cake has about give or take 4 different designs put together. Okay, so you can see that these techniques came together and it made this cake perfect and beautiful. So right about now, I'm going to put the toppings, and for that I'm using chocolates and some biscuits, like you can see on my screen right here. And I go ahead to put my biscuits and my chocolates, just put it nice and clean, strategically, making your cake very, very yummy. So this cake came out looking very nice, and I have taught you how I made this cake. For extra toppings, I will just go in with my Dune chocolates, and I broke this up into tiny pieces. You feel free to use it anyhow you want it. Okay, so this is how this cake was made, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from this video. And if you have any questions, don't forget to drop your questions on the comment section, and I would reply every question. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video up to this point. And I used cake boss size 10, tall or high, depending on how you call it in where you're watching from. So I used this cake box to package this cake, and then I added my topper, and voila, this is what we have. So guys, if you've watched this video to this point, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if there is something you would like us to film for you, then drop it in the comment section and you would get the video as soon as possible. Okay, so guys, what do you think about this cake? Would you be trying it out? So guys, we've gotten to the end of this video and I hope you got value for your time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Bye.